And now a reading from Belinda on Facebook, mother of a Cleveland police officer who is upset that I am upset over the death of Jasmine Tucker at the hands of the Akron police. Samantha Richardson, you're stupid too. Bad actors are criminals, babe, LOL. I would love for you to have idiots shooting at you every day so others can be safe, even the likes of you, to keep you safe. It's in Black populated areas, inner city, where there is a lot of poor people, there are also a lit of fatherless kids. And a lot of the boys steal people's cars at gunpoint. You. Men, women, grandmothers, grandfather. A child carrying a gun and shoots at everyone every day. I'll send you a link as your area is no different than Cleveland. This is every day. 365 days a year. Miss, I got to be right fighter. Good luck with your cute life. I can tell you don't live this life. Also, you can tell you two don't even have all the details. LOL. It's always the people that incorrectly use your that call you stupid. Where to start? Why do people come across me and automatically assume that I was raised rich and privileged? Yes, privileged by the color of my skin, but I was one of those poor fatherless children you were talking about. Even though I now reside outside of the Akron area, I didn't grow up in Akron. You ever heard of a town called Youngstown? That's where I'm from. The real problem here is grown men, police officers, shooting and killing a 15-year-old child, and then you blaming that child for their death. I understand as a mother of a police officer, you're going to defend him, but leaving nasty comments is not a good defense. Telling strangers on the internet you would love for them to be shot at, not a good defense. Yes, I know that police officers put their lives in danger every day, but that is also the job they signed up to do. They are trained. I am saying that that training also needs to include to teach officers to not shoot first and then ask questions later. We live in good old America, and in good old America, you are innocent until proven guilty, or at least you're supposed to be. But the men holding the badges are really calling the shots, literally. Unfortunately, they silence you before you have a chance to defend yourself. Just ask Luigi, the alleged murderer of the United Healthcare CEO. According to our justice system, he's innocent right now. But that's not how the media or police officers are treating him. Sometimes these officers become just as bad as the abusers they're supposed to protect you from. For example, when you cry to them multiple times that you are terrified of your stalker/harasser that happens to be your neighbor because they have a gun, they're just gonna roll their eyes at you, tell you you're crying wolf, and if you don't stop, they're not gonna answer your calls anymore. Then when you're having a panic attack in your own car, on your own street, those said people both walk out, phones up to you recording, and you roll down your window and say, hey, what are you doing? And they decide to just keep standing there after over a year of harassing you. You think, well, if they're going to record me, I'm going to ask all the questions I've wanted to ask. Like, why do you have a camera up that can see the private areas of my home? Why are you harassing my 12-year-old daughter? Things of that nature. Then when it's clear that they're not going to address your answers, you decide to go home. A little while later, you get a knock on the door. Sheriff deputy asks, were you outside yelling at your neighbors? And you admit it because you've been telling the truth the entire time. They charge you with disorderly conduct. Then they also falsify police reports and report that you were arrested when you actually weren't. That's what happened to a white suburban mom with no priors, not even a speeding ticket. I can't even imagine how different the outcome would have been had my skin been any other color. Jasmine Tucker was a 15-year-old boy living in Akron, Ohio. 2 Akron police officers were in their cruiser patrolling the area when they heard gunshots. They pull over, get out to investigate, in which they encounter Jasmine Tucker. As far as I know, while making this video, there is not a clear picture on Jasmine's reaction to the cops, because the first 30 seconds of the body cam, the audio is mute, you cannot hear anything, and then when the officer pulls his arms up, it is completely blocking his body cam to see Jasmine. What we do know is that an officer not only fired at him, but put roughly 7 bullets into his body. There's also a report that the gun was not visible and they had to unzip it from his pocket. I'm unsure if that's true. However, they were unaware of Jasmine was the shooter of the shots they heard. And yeah, it's so horrible that these children are so afraid from their lives, from their peers, but also from the people paid to protect them, that they feel the only way to protect themselves is by carrying a gun on them. Just because he was carrying a gun does not mean he was the one behind those gunshots, and does not mean he was going to be a threat to those police officers. No matter what kind of person Jasmine was, no matter if he was the one behind those gunshots, he did not deserve to have the right taken away from him to tell his side. And now we're never gonna know. It's very sickening that a mother of a police officer, and the reason I am honing on this is because she has it plastered all over her Facebook. Her profile picture is the badge. If she is comfortable posting such nasty comments, she made several on my Facebook. What kind of parenting did she do to her son, who is now a police officer? He could be a completely different type of person, but if she's comfortable behaving this way, how comfortable is she behaving in public?